Big question. Can we end homelessness, and how?
I think that the most important ingredient to ending homelessness consists of substantial increases in social investment. The 1990s were a very dark time in terms of social spending in Canada. We did not like to spend as much in the 1990s as other years. We spent more in the 60s and 70s. We're starting to spend more now. I think that the Trudeau government has actually been very important in this respect. The Trudeau government has not shied away from spending substantial amounts on social programming in Canada. And I think it's important that that kind of spending trend continue, whether it's a Trudeau government or another government. It's important to not be shy or timid when it comes to investing in social programs. The real model here, I think, are the Nordic countries. So Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and what's the other one? I always forget. The 4 Nordic countries. They spend substantially on social programs. They spend substantially more than we do on social housing and on various forms of social protection for vulnerable people. I think we need to move to the Nordic model. We need to spend substantially more on all forms of social protection. We do need to have important debates about the best places to spend it and the best way to target it. But I think we need to shift there. And I think we've been shifting there a little bit under the Trudeau, since Trudeau came to power in 2015. I think that's been a breath of fresh air in terms of our social spending. But I think that's the real key ingredient. There are some cities in Canada that will show you substantial decreases in their in their homeless numbers. So the cities that come to mind right now for me are all in Alberta, Edmonton, Calgary, and Medicine Hat. But if you look closely at those cities, you'll see that their rental housing markets are quite soft and have been quite soft around the time of those decreasing numbers. And what I mean by a soft rental market is relative to other Canadian cities, they have relatively low rent levels and relatively high rental vacancy rates. Cities with tight housing markets or hot housing markets like Toronto, Vancouver, Victoria, you're not going to see substantial reductions in homelessness with current levels of social spending in Canada. It's very hard to move the needle on homelessness in a hot housing market. It's much easier to move the needle on homelessness in a soft rental housing market. But if our senior orders of government were to move toward the Nordic model of increased social spending, I think we could move the needle on homelessness across the country.